Use AI shortens the distance between the questions and the materials needed to answer it, so lawyers can focus on judgment, strategy, and advocacy.
Juice AI helps me get to the materials more efficiently, so I can spend more time reviewing, testing, and applying them well.
My name is Alessa Pang. I'm a partner at WongPartnership. My practice focuses on commercial and corporate disputes, international arbitration, shipping, international trade, and commodities disputes. A large part of my practice involves working with clients on complex international disputes across multiple jurisdictions. We help clients to work through the entire life cycle of a dispute, starting with the pre-dispute advisory stage through to the evidentiary hearing and, if necessary, enforcement. Our dispute resolution practice at WongPartnership is one of the largest in Singapore and in the region. We have about 170 lawyers across the disputes practices, 4 senior counsel, and we have lawyers qualified to practice in Singapore, England and Wales, New York, India, China, the Philippines, Vietnam, and Spain. WongPartnership has deep experience across commercial and investment treaty arbitrations. We act on some of the most significant commercial and investment treaty arbitrations in the region and globally. Our international arbitration practice and partners are internationally recognized. We recently won the International Arbitration Firm of the Year awards at the recent ALB Southeast Asia Awards. Our partners hold leadership positions in international arbitration organizations and institutions across the world. Whether it is a complex arbitration, a court-related arbitration challenge, or an enforcement action, our focus is on helping clients understand their options, make strategic decisions, and achieve outcomes which serve the commercial interests.
My name is Donny Trinh. I'm from Vietnam, and I am an associate in the international arbitration team at WongPartnership Singapore. I am also qualified in England and Wales, and also in Vietnam, so much of the work that I do is international by nature. Many of my matters involve Vietnamese parties or arising out of Vietnamese transactions or have issues connected to Vietnam in some way. Actually, the disputes are quite varied. They include shareholder and investment disputes arising across a broad range of sectors such as construction, finance, real estate. Many of the arbitrations that I have been involved, they are conducted under the rules of ICC's, LCIA, SIAC, or exit rules, or even like ad hoc arbitration like UNCITRAL rules. That means that I often work in matters involving different jurisdictions, different legal systems, and sometimes different languages.
Before Use AI, one of our biggest challenges was how much time was needed to get a reliable first cut of research. Given the international nature of our work, our matter involves multiple jurisdictions, long procedural histories, complex spectral matrices. So our research process involved looking across multiple databases, looking through a large volume of awards, commentary, rules, decisions, cases. That process can take a really long time, and it can be frustrating because with arbitrations, we are usually working with very tight timelines, and we do need to land on an answer quite quickly because we also need to give clients a clear answer quite quickly as well.
I have always been an avid user of Juice Mundi as part of my research process, as it is a very valuable resource for arbitration and commentary. Juice AI has enhanced the efficiency with which a user like me can navigate the vast amount of material that Juice Mundi holds.
What stood out about Use AI is that it is built for international arbitration. It draws on Use Mundi's arbitration database, and that's important because we are often dealing with matters that requires us to draw on sources from multiple jurisdictions, multiple arbitral institutions, commentary from all over the world, and a generic AI legal research tool that only draws on jurisdiction-specific resources may not always be suitable. The arbitration-specific focus of Jus Mundi is also reflected in its collaborations with major arbitral institutions. So this brings in a whole pool of important institutional materials into Jus Mundi's database that practitioners and users like me can draw on. So an example of this is Jus Mundi's recent collaboration with the SIAC, which brings in their compendium of arbitrator challenges into the database. So this means that this becomes an additional pool of resources that our searchers and research can draw on when we are looking into things like arbitrator challenges. And that's important because arbitrator challenges are very context specific, and you want to be able to also draw on how major and leading arbitral institutions deal with such challenges. It was also important that the results generated by Use AI can be easily verifiable. You can trace it back to the sources. In legal practice, when you get AI-generated research, it's important that you can check, you can verify, because as lawyers, it's still our duty to look at what the underlying material is so that we can verify, test the reasoning and context, and see if it actually applies to the case. Equally important was that Use AI integrated into our workflow. WongPartnership was an early adopter of AI, so we are always looking for technology that integrates into our workflow. And Use AI was one such tool that we thought worked well and could be adopted easily by our international arbitration practice.
The ICC materials are probably the ones that I come back to most often for day-to-day work. Even when a case that isn't an ICC arbitration, the ICC Dispute Resolution Library is really useful because it deals with the practical issues that come up in international arbitration generally. Things like procedure, or case management, costs, tribunal practice, enforcement, or institutional perspective. So having all that searchable through Use AI means that I can find the precise passage that I need much faster.
One of the stages at which I use AI is at the start, at the tribunal constitution stage. Because when you're trying to select an arbitrator, you're not just looking at who the arbitrator is on paper. You are trying to find out information, where the arbitrator may have worked, what kind of matters he or she has worked on, commentaries, articles which have been written, what his or her experience is like. And usually how it would be done is that the first pass would involve looking through CVs, trying to collate information from various sources, firm websites, different cases, if they are available, awards, if they are available. How Use AI has helped is that it has kind of harnessed all of these different sources into one pool. And you can easily draw on that using Use AI and get to those sources a lot more quickly, so that we start the process of assessing and analyzing all of this information a lot quicker. Use AI is also useful at the pre-mandate or the pitch stage. When a potential matter comes in, things move very quickly. We do need to be able to assess and identify the legal issues very quickly, and then provide our substantive analysis. So Use AI is very helpful in that regard because it speeds up the process of that initial research that allows us to move to the more high-value stage of assessing the merits of the matter so that we can have a more targeted and informed discussion with the potential client. In arbitration, being thorough and fast is the competitive differentiator. We want to be able to get to answers, the right answers, quickly, not just because we are working against those timelines given by the tribunal, but also because we want to be able to guide clients through the process as well. So Use AI, by making that process of research faster, it enables us to get to the stage of analysis quickly. And that means being able to do things like, assessing risk, going through the merits, testing the strengths of our arguments, focusing on strategy and advocacy much quicker. That really is the competitive advantage that Use AI gives us. That aligns with how we approach matters as a firm. We're not just about identifying the law. We want to be able to get to the material so that we can assess the materials and apply judgment to these materials to help our clients through these matters. Use AI helps us get to that stage of analysis a lot quicker so that we can give the analysis strategic advice that clients really need.
So I remember in one investment treaty research task, I had to look at fair and equitable treatment, which is known as the FET standard. Specifically, the point of legitimate expectations in the context of a state changing its regulatory framework after the investment had been made. And the issue was, when is that simply a legitimate exercise of the state's right to regulate, or when does it cross the line into the breach of the FET standard? That is not the kind of the issue where you can find the leading case and stop there, because there is a large body of awards, and because it is fact sensitive, tribunals do not always draw the line in the same place. What I needed to do was to map the authorities and identify the factors that the tribunals tend to consider. The first pass research map would typically take a lot of time, and I have to go through award after award, following footnotes, read commentary, and slowly build the picture. Now with Choose AI, I could just frame as a direct question in a plain language. Choose AI then gave me a structured, source-linked initial overview of the issue. It helped surface potentially relevant awards and commentary, organize the research around that key factors, and identify both the lines of authorities that supported our position and the reasoning that might cut against it. And that was useful because I was not started from a blank page. Now I had an initial framework that I could test, refine, and look further into. And of course, I still had to read and verify the underlying awards myself afterwards. But that part does not change. But the AI helped me get to the relevant materials much faster. In terms of the impact, something like that might normally take the better part of a day, but now it could be reduced to a few hours or less. The value was not just speed, but it's also confidence in the coverage of the research. It made it easier to see not only the authorities that supported our position, but also the contrary awards and reasoning that the other side might rely on. For me, the real value is having the major arbitration commentary and institutional materials all in one place. Being able to search across them intelligently. Normally, these sources are spread across different places, whether on the websites or legal databases or even library catalogs. You have to go to one place for awards, and another place for commentary, and then another place for institutional materials. Now with Choose AI, I can just ask the question and have it surface the relevant material, whether it's from ICC materials or from Oxford or Brill or Juris. And having access to that breadth of relevant and credible sources is really hard to replicate manually, especially when you are working under time pressure.